My name is Nora, and I am currently 39 years old. I work as a researcher for a pharmaceutical company. My husband, Noah, is the same age as I am. We were college pals who got married at the age of 27. We have no children. Our relationship was strained because we had not had children in a long time. For a period after we married, we were at ease with each other as an extension of our relationship. However, when I turned 29 in our second year of marriage, Noah began to act strangely. It features Noah with a Christmas card from my in-laws. Have you had any children yet? It was written in my mother-in-law's handwriting. She meant that it's a gift, and she'll be glad if we have a child eventually, right? I told my husband, well, I'd like to get one soon, he said. So if you want to have a child, that is what we should do. However, my husband Noah reiterated that he wanted Noah to have a kid based on what my parents-in-law suggested. Then my in-law Noah asked if we wanted Noah to have a kid, not only through Christmas cards but also in our faces whenever we met. And that is not all. They require me to join a gym 5 times a week in order to build a body that will allow me to conceive. There should be no caffeine and all foods should be organic. They trashed our entire house. Furthermore, they brought us several childbearing figures produced by Native Americans in Sedona, as well as William Tree objects and other items each month. Finally, they unexpectedly brought a pregnant woman to my house and asked her to bless me. It was the start of the superstition of good luck that got us into trouble. Then, in our 4th year of marriage, by the time I was 31, my husband and parents-in-law became irritated. And their superstitious behavior grew even more Noah. And then Noah called me and said, "Hey Nora, do you go to the gym every day?" I responded to my in-laws in a reasonable manner and attempted to cover it up. However, despite my best efforts, I was unable to attend the gym every day. It interfered with my work, so I stopped attending, and every year, angry comments appear on their Christmas cards, stating they want to see their grandkids, and they continue to send me good luck things for conceiving a child, claiming they can't wait anymore. My spouse even questioned whether the devil or something else was in my womb as a result of this. Have you fallen under the devil's sway? How come? There's too much bullshit asterisk. Do not be silly. I said to him, I have my period every month. But if that's the case, menstruation is simply a waste of time. I can't help but think it's the devil's work, possessing your womb and consuming pain every month. My spouse was quite serious. At this point, I had no option but to begin fertility treatment. I've heard that if infertility treatment reveals that either the husband or wife is the source of the problem, many couples avoid it because it might lead to marital conflict. However, even before we began Noah's treatment, we were experiencing difficulties due to my in-laws. So Noah sought infertility treatment to remedy the issue. Well, the results were in, and it wasn't anything that could be handled with luck. It was my sterile spouse, but I'm not going to consider divorcing him over it. I just assumed it would put an end to all of the acting out and accusations. However, my husband viewed the test results. However, science cannot explain everything in the world. According to the NASA lines, the wife is always the source of infertility. He uttered it as if it were a fact. Huh? So I knew it was virtually entirely your fault. Huh? What? Excuse me. I was speechless in amazement. If such is the case with my husband, I don't need to inform you about my in-laws' superstitious beliefs. They ignored the test results and did not support their theory. If the test results were accurate, I doubt there would be any ancient lore. My mother-in-law stated the same thing as my husband did. In addition, my father-in-law followed. It is an ancient idea that the wife causes childlessness. Some argue that because she wishes to save a seed, the egg selects the seed it accepts. So we're discussing the host of the womb. Maya, listen to your womb. And that is the end of the narrative. What's the purpose of the test? What the hell is the voice of the womb? It's only a once-a-month gut discomfort. You'd spend a lot of money on reproductive treatments. I am ready to go through with it. However, it did not improve our troubled marriage at all. According to my husband's criteria, I do not believe in superstitions. I have a period every month. I'm not particularly enthusiastic about having children. Only the fertility test result. As a result, it appears that I, rather than him, am to blame for the infertility. It is simply too unfair. Wait a minute. The desire to have a kid. No way. I want that too. The fact that I had fertility treatment demonstrates that I want it. And what about the period thing, for which I am responsible? How is this my fault? I yelled at my spouse. I'm simply suggesting that if a lady does not want to become pregnant, it will not happen. Don't you get it? He said it as if I were expressing something incorrectly. And science may be flipped upside down if you wish for it. Mr. James is next door. He was told he only had 3 ears to live with, but he's been alive for over 4 years. You work for a pharmaceutical firm without even realizing it. Noah would say such a thing to me. This truly ticked me off. I'm conducting research for a pharmaceutical business to treat people's headaches. Current medications pose a significant risk of gastrointestinal damage. I'm working to enhance it. However, Noah is overlooked when such worthy research is being conducted. I felt like my pride in my job, and hence my humanity, was being rejected. Meanwhile, he nags me. There is no purpose in living with a woman who does not want to have children. I suppose this is some sort of karma that keeps me from having children and so on. My in-laws also said something to me. If you are unable to have children, we should not allow you to marry our son. This goes beyond the concept of good or bad luck. Because my in-laws are like that, my husband's feelings caused Noah to pull away again, and it was a downward spiral. Before I knew it, my husband was arriving home late and spending more time away from home on weekends. Then one day, my spouse remarked, "I want to speak with you. I knew you were the reason for our infertility." While I wondered what the point was now, I had a rough idea of what was to come. My husband's expression had altered, and he began to talk about Noah, which I had expected. My affection for you had faded because you did not want to have a baby. As a result, I hooked up with a girl who came into the office as a tip. Her sentiments for me were stronger than your own. And guess what? She became pregnant. So I will choose a female who has deep affection for me. I will be with her and respond to her emotions. Wow, is that true? Cool. I could only respond in this way because I didn't take him seriously. Pregnant due to intense feelings? How is this possible? I was like, well, congratulations, maybe, I don't know. But having a child with a woman with whom Noah cheats on his wife is completely wrong in the eyes of the public. I'm going to get alimony, so prepare, I told him. In answer, my spouse stated, "You are evil." I smelled infidelity in the air. If you had been as devout as Noah was to me, I doubt it would have ended this way. I pray you carry that wickedness within your womb and get the heck out of my life. He spit it on me, and then I'd retreat inside my love nest with her. So at best, you can stay in this place alone. And he left the house. Be alone. Sure, I will appreciate being alone. What a delight. I no longer felt feelings for my husband, because it has been established that the husband is the cause of infertility. I don't want him to criticize me for my lack of passion or for being obsessed with something. I can't bear the prospect of being accused of causing infertility. I felt relieved that my life of being wrongfully accused and looked down upon on a daily basis was gone. Hey, I'm now with another woman, and we're expecting a baby. I listened beside my spouse as he enthusiastically contacted his in-laws. He was so confident that he turned on speaker mode. Well, congratulations. I realized the distinction between passion and desire for a child. You should assume you are immune to bad luck. My mother-in-law was also in a frenzy, blaming me for her inability to have grandchildren. Within a few days, my husband had left in great spirits for his new lover. The next day, as a final gift, I mailed my husband's fertility test results to his in-laws' house. A few years later, I was drinking tea in my sparkling room after cleaning up on Saturday morning. I put some delicious chocolate on the table. I was liking it. This was the most rejuvenating period of my life. Then the phone rang. I don't socialize much, so my phone rarely rings. Oh, such a leisurely afternoon. Who is it? I looked at the screen and realized it was my ex-mother-in-law. What is it? I answered the phone anyhow. Please help me. I heard a harsh voice. I'm not sure what's going on. I remained silent, and my ex-mother-in-law spoke as if she had lost her mind. That infant is certainly not my son's, because she has a darker complexion and looks different than us. I took out my tea with a whoosh. Of course she is not. I was trying to explain that the baby was not my ex-husband's, so I forwarded a copy of the test results to my in-laws. But it's funny how clearly the findings demonstrate the truth. There's nothing I can do to help. We are already divorced. I told her harshly, don't be too cold. Is it fate that you became our daughter-in-law? You? What type of fate? I might have ignored her, but I want Noah to see how puzzled my mother-in-law was. I resolved to pay them a visit the next day. I also had something to say to them. When I went to Noah's house, I found my ex-parents-in-law, my ex-husband, and his new wife. She wouldn't look me in the eyes. That's because when I divorced him, I also received alimony from her. They called her Scarlett, so I knew her name. Maybe she's one of the cute ones. As soon as I arrived, my ex-mother-in-law said that she had given birth to a kid, and it was a stranger's baby. She blew up her nose and cried, "We did everything we could to ensure you had a healthy baby." My former mother-in-law is outraged. I did not ask you to do anything. You accomplished everything on your own. She's no slouch either. Stop it. Just quit. Both of you. It is clear that the baby is not my son's, and my ex-father-in-law intervened. It's funny that I'm here. I am not involved in this at all. By the way, why am I called here? It's also clear that the infant is not mine. I laughed at them. I called you because money is real, Noah, and you were the root cause of everything. My ex-mother-in-law leveled a harsh charge against me. That's correct. You ripped off the alimony. That's correct. She, too, became enraged at me and turned to confront her husband. When Noah and I were dating, he lied to me about getting paid twice as much as he did in a month. I would never have married him if he had paid so little, she declared aloud. I agree. I'd like to raise a child that isn't mine. You only worry about money. My ex-husband was outraged, and the only reason this happened was because of you, Nora. You took all of the alimony. He hurled his crap at me again. Instead, I chuckled at what he had said. If your disagreement is over my alimony, why do you have to pay it? Money. Everyone save me is stiffening and shrinking back as if they've been hit where it hurts. You were so taken in by young women that you overspent Noah's money. And you were so obsessed with money that you pleaded for the child you had with another man. Whatever you say, you have Noah with you, don't you? Everyone went silent. My remarks ended the stillness. So whose child is it anyway? Money isn't an option for you anymore, right? Why did you tell us? I urged her, and she replied, someone I met at the pub. I met him only once. That's him. She matched it in a low voice. So you become pregnant after a one-night stand. However, it is not cheating if you don't know who he is. Maya had the bad luck to crush any chance, but her new wife has the bad luck to bring any kind of luck. She is also a piece of trash. You were the one who gave one on the child and took the liberty of having one. Noah's new wife and his ex-mother-in-law are at odds, so I resolved to destroy them all at once. You were attempting to bring good luck, right? And you, Noah? You said that with enough passion, you can accomplish anything that science cannot. I say it with a laugh. Then pray for this baby to have lighter hair and skin like you. And all you have to do is have faith, isn't it right? Or rather, this child is nothing but a beautiful thing to me. How can you all behave in such a horrible way in front of this baby who has just come into this world? Just then, my phone rang. It was him, just like we planned. Okay, you can come in now. What? Who's there? My ex-husband and mean nose all looked at me suspiciously. Eventually, I heard footsteps approaching and the doorbell rang. I opened the door and saw a tall man standing there. Maya, I'm here to pick you up. Thank you, honey. Are you okay? I'm sorry, I was out of the house for surgery yesterday. I introduce a man to all. This is my new husband, Benjamin. Hello, everyone. What the yes, I was pre-married. He's a doctor that I met at work. He's tall and well-paid. He's a lady first, a very kind man. Well, there's nothing the guys there can't beat. So goodbye, everyone. You told me to live alone. But as you can see, I'm not lonely anymore. I say it sarcastically, and Benjamin beside me said, I'll protect Maya, no matter what. Then my ex-husband, who didn't understand the situation. No, how come? He says something incomprehensible. He must have really lost his mind in the confusion of the situation. How's that possible? Later, he told me, my husband injects Noah. It's okay to ask for good luck, if it's just to increase the possibilities a little, but it's not good to use good luck to bring others down. You can't use good luck to be happy to make others unhappy. And don't say it's the person's fault based on that. Then my ex-husband, whose mouth had remained open until then, brought up his own theory again without any evidence. Well then, why is it that Mr. James next door is living longer than his declared life expectancy? I thought Mr. James had nothing to do with it. It's a standard practice to give a short life expectancy so that the patient can spend the rest of his life with no regrets. Doctors would never say that they would surely die within that period of time, Benjamin said and continued. I will never let you people near Maya again. All you bring her is unhappiness, and she left the house with me. After that, my ex-husband continued to email me for a while. He was running out of money and wanted Noah to help him with the alimony, even if he was just little. According to the story, his new wife, Scarlett, eventually left the house without the child. I guess she gave up on her. Manny challenged her ex-husband and drift Noah off somewhere far away. The ex-husband is now living with his in-laws with the child Scarlett left behind. You deserve it. There's no way. I'm going to help him. I just hope the baby grows up safely and happily. Maya, I went to the jewelry store today. My husband handed me a beautifully wrapped box. When I opened it, I found the necklace that I had been wearing for a long time. To be honest, it was a little too cute for me. But more than anything, it made me happy to see my husband's thoughtfulness. Thank you, honey. I'm so happy. But it's today or an anniversary or something. No, I'm just happy to spend every day with you. This is my gratitude to you. Oh, honey, thank you. I am so lucky to have you. I would be happy with him for the rest of my life. I thought quietly to myself and smiled back at him.